crappy line like the Jets, people say you regress. So.
So the Washington-Philadelphia game, I think
the
that
Eagles, that was the closest. Not sure exactly what happened in that game. I mean, Carson Wentz was getting hit a ton. They had like eight or nine sacks. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
Like, I understand they drafted Chase Young, but I don't think that's an excuse to allow an absurd amount. I mean, even the Bengals haven't allowed that. And we have probably the worst line in the NFL.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is.
Yeah, the Eagles, they fell apart in that game. I mean, they started off hot. They looked good. Wentz looked good. And once he threw that pick on that little corner route, it just fell apart for them. And the Redskins, I mean, I'm not going to act impressed with the Redskins.
That's
they have a good coach. Ron Rivera is a good coach. Obviously made adjustments at halftime to make some stops against them, and they were able to make a comeback. But I mean, overall, the Eagles just collapsed in that game. I mean, that was sad.
All right, we didn't mention real quick. So our moderator Dylan is in fact a Washington football team fan. Dylan, any comment on the game?
Yeah, I keep saying the Redskins.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have any comments on that game.
You not happy? You who?
Yeah, I didn't watch too much of it. I was watching the other games.
All right, let's go to the New England-Miami game. So I mean, any surprising things? Not really. I mean, we both predicted the Patriots to win pretty easily. If you watch the game, I feel like they won pretty easily. Cam Newton looks pretty good, I would say. I mean, for what was it, $1 million? It looks great for $1 million. But yeah, other than that, I feel like, I mean, do we really need to say anything else about that game?
The Dolphins need to start 2-0 now. I mean, they should have started off the season.
I mean,
Fitzpatrick looked
how many? 3
game.
interceptions?
Two horrible interceptions in that game in the first half. I mean, Cam did look really good. I mean, he was accurate on most of his throws. I know he didn't throw a lot, but I mean, he looked comfortable in that offense for being away from football for a long time. He came out pretty good. And it should have been even more of a blowout. N'Keal Harry had that stupid fumble in the end zone where he tried to. I hate when people do that where they try to reach for the end zone and they end up fumbling out of the end zone and it's a touchback. So he did that. I mean, obviously he'll never do that again. I mean, that never happens to a Belichick-led team. So I'm sure he got an earful on the sideline and got that cleared up. But I mean, the Pats look good. The Pats defense was great again. I mean, shocker. Yeah, their defense is going to be good again this year. Not a lot of talent on the defense, but I mean, it's Belichick, so always going to have a great defense there. But I mean, the Dolphins, I mean, they just, I don't know, dude. They let Cam run so many times. Like, how long you can keep letting him kill you with the run? Like, they didn't put a spy up or anything.
Yeah.
Like, he literally just kept running on key down. So, poor coaching from the Dolphins that game. So,
all right, let's head over to your team, Packers vs. Vikings. Very fun game. No defense in it at all. Yeah, I want to hear your comments first. What do you guys think?
Packers looked a lot better than I thought they would. Came out pretty good on the first drive, ended up getting a field goal though, and the Vikings ended up going straight down and getting a touchdown. But ever since then, I mean, we really played. I feel like we played pretty good defense after that touchdown we gave up, and our offense just started getting going around halftime. It was close to half. I think it was 3-7, about to go into half, and we ended up scoring, making it 10-7. I think was it 10-7. Anyways, we scored right before the half, and we took the lead, but it was still a close game going in half. But Kirk Cousins threw that pick on to Alexander, a really inaccurate throw, and we ended up capitalizing with another touchdown within like 20 seconds. So that was really crucial. Kind of set the momentum for the second half, and we just kind of ran through them. But I mean, it was a lot. It wasn't as close as it looked. I mean, we ended up winning by 9 at the end of the game, but it wasn't that close. They had some garbage time touchdowns. So I mean, overall, we played really good, especially on offense.
I want to ask you a question real quick. Are you scared a little bit about your defense, allowing 34 points? I mean, I know 7 was in garbage time, but like 28 points still minus garbage time. I mean, is that not a little scary?
No, I feel like our defense played good. I mean, our run defense was kind of shaky at the start of the game, kind of gave us big runs, but overall, I mean, I was actually kind of impressed with our defense. They had some really good young corners, and so I'm kind of excited for this year. I didn't expect us to come out and beat the Vikings. I did think the Vikings had a better team than us this year, but I mean, those two rookies they have, like I said, their corners have regressed, and they lost Rhodes. He regressed, and they got rid of him. So.
Oh, and they lost Trey Lance too. He was their number 2.
Yeah, lost wins. Yeah.
And Mackenzie Alexander actually too. So they lost 3 corners.
So those 2 rookies we were killing them all days.
Well, I'm gonna keep my eye on the Packers defense. We gotta see how that goes, but it definitely is excitement for Rodgers and Packers fans. Let's take it over to Indiana and Jacksonville. Shocking result. I gotta admit, I was completely wrong on this one. Jacksonville beat Indiana, and wow, Indiana losing Marlon Mack, not great. And I mean, they lost to Jacksonville, who was supposed to be the worst team in the league. Can we say that this might put the Colts possibly bottom 5 team?
No, I'm not going to overreact to that. The Colts, I mean, I haven't been high on the Colts from the start, though. I mean, not a horrible team. They have some key players on defense, but I've always said Philip Rivers has been bad since last year. He looked horrible. He was one of the worst quarterbacks in the league. I mean, he looked really bad last year. A lot of people were defending his play yesterday. I'm not sure. I didn't watch a lot of that game, but overall, I mean, I'm not that confident in the Colts. I mean, just Philip Rivers, man. I think they should have kept their Brissett quarterback. I feel like he's better than Rivers right now. Not a lot of quarterbacks I would rather have. I mean, there's a ton of quarterbacks I'd rather have than Rivers. So I'm just not that confident in the Colts going into this year. But Jacksonville, I'm not going to overreact to that game. Really, I mean, it's two bottom half teams in my opinion. So
I'm gonna say probably both around the 6 and 10 mark, in my opinion.
I don't think the Jags win that many games.
I don't know. I mean, if the Colts
I
get
feel like the Jags are the worst team in the league. I'm not going to overreact to that week 1 win. They're still a bad team.
we'll have to wait till tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, not going to overreact to the game a lot. I mean, yeah, 2 kind of irrelevant teams. We'll see.
I'm gonna call them probably both. I think I put the Colts. I don't know. It's I'm trying not to just be breaking news kind of guy, but it definitely seems a little Colts. I mean, losing Marlon Mack is huge, obviously, but I think you definitely got to keep them on the radar for probably a bottom or possibly a bottom 5 team. Let's go to the Chicago-Detroit game. We said this was a toss-up. I don't feel like there's much to cover in this game. We said it was going to be a toss-up. We said that it could go either way. I don't remember who. I think I might have picked Chicago, but I'm not for sure.
I think you did. Yeah, you did.
But I mean, it was a toss. I think we expected kind of what was going to happen, but yeah. Anything you want to comment?
Yeah, the Lions jumped out to a lead in that game, and that was another team that blew a lead. I think they were up like 23-6 at one point. Trubisky was horrible through 3 quarters, and he actually had a really good 4th quarter, and they ended up coming back. They should have still lost the game. I mean, that running back Swift dropped a touchdown in the end zone for the game. Not sure how you dropped that. Willie dropped it in the bucket for him, dropped it for the game. So shouldn't have been in that situation. But I mean, dropped a lot of touchdown. That's got to hurt for the Lions fans. I mean, the Lions continue to do their fans dirty. So I mean, they blew that lead against the Bears and Trubisky. So I mean, there's not really a lot to say about that. We play the Lions tomorrow, so
Yeah, that should be.
Should be able to get an easy win against them. But yeah, the two teams are gonna 2 of the worst teams in the division. Not sure who's worse. I mean, I would say the Bears are probably actually the worst team, but they blew the lead against Trubisky. Two bottom half teams. So
All right, I think we gotta kind of go through these a little bit more, or a little quicker. Sorry. Las Vegas versus Carolina. I'm actually a little surprised. I think the Raiders are pretty good. I'm pretty sure I picked Carolina, and I am surprised that they lost and allowed that many points. I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, Carolina. They actually should have won that game. I think the Raiders were up like 2 scores late in the game, and they kind of folded up. But as far as the main play in that game, the Panthers went for that 4th down. I think they were down 3 maybe, and they ran a fullback dive. Horrible call. Not sure why you don't just give it to McCaffrey or find a way to get him the ball. Ran a horrible fullback dive and ended up losing the game on that. So, I mean, not impressed with either team. I mean, I was decently high on the Raiders this year, but yeah, I mean, not a whole lot to say about that close game between two bottom half teams again, in my opinion. So,
I think you're gonna be middle of the pack.
yeah.
Let's go with Cleveland, Baltimore. No surprises. I mean, blowout, obviously. Um, I have nothing to say on this game. It's exactly what happened, what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, like I've said that multiple times that Ravens are going to run through teams to start the year off, and they did this that. I mean, the Browns. I mean, I don't know. The Ravens would have did that to a lot of teams week one, so not gonna say the Browns are horrible for that. I mean, the Ravens are going to run through teams, so um, I mean, the Ravens they look really good. I mean, almost as good as a roster as you can have in the salary cap era. So yeah, I mean, predicted that, like I said. So
All right.
I don't know what to say about that.
Seattle, Atlanta. Again, I can't say I'm surprised by the scoreline. I thought it was going to be a shootout. Russell Wilson pulled through, looked amazing, as usual. 38-25. No surprises here. I have nothing to say.
Yeah, it was kind of as I predicted. I mean, Russell Wilson looked amazing. I think he had the third highest completion percentage game in NFL history. So, I mean, Russell Wilson just looked flawless out there. So, Matt Ryan threw 54 times, didn't result in anything, still lost the game. So,
All right. Let's go to actually one of the most surprising outcomes of the whole week. The Arizona Cardinals beating the San Francisco 49ers 24-20. That blew my mind. I predicted Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins were going to be a fun team to watch, but this was awesome, I think. I think this shows that they are definitely playoff contenders. I know it's week one, but if they play like that consistently, I think they make the playoffs.
yeah, the Cardinals looked pretty good. Kyler Murray looked electric. I mean, he's a stud. I mean, he got out on so many fourth downs. A bunch of those runs he had were really crazy. Like the 3rd and 17 he ran for was really insane. The 49ers actually started off good. I think they were up 10-0 to start the game off. And they had that block punt. The Cardinals ended up making it 10-7. And I don't know. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to overreact to this game. The Niners, I mean, they always struggle with mobile quarterbacks. So, like last year, the Cardinals gave him fits every game. So I'm not going to overreact to that. I'm not going to drop the Niners down too much. But
I'm not.
the Cardinals look pretty good for sure. Kyle Murray's one of the most underrated players in the league, period. So.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not dropping the Niners down. I'm raising the Cardinals up. I think that raises their stocks more than it hurts the Niners. But let's go New Orleans and Tampa Bay. We both predicted New Orleans to win. I think Tom Brady looked okay in the first half or half of the first quarter, maybe the whole first quarter, some of that. But after that, he kind of fell off. He didn't. It looked like a new offense. I mean, I don't know how else to call it. I'm not surprised that they lost Drew Brees and the Saints. I don't think that they were going to beat Drew Brees and the Saints in the NFC South. So NFC South title run. I never thought they were going to be in that. No surprises for me.
Yeah, Tom Brady looked horrible in that game. I mean, watching him trying to push the ball in the field was laughable. I mean, I think he had 35 QBR in that game, 2 picks, pick 6. So he didn't look comfortable out there. I mean, I've been saying that from the start with the Buccaneers offense. I don't think he fits in with what they're trying to do, trying to push the ball on the field. But I guess he kind of got a taste what it's like to not be with Belichick anymore. They had 9 penalties, multiple false starts, offsides, all that stuff. They had a muffed kick, like just tons of miscues. So, I mean, that was one time where Brady had to kind of carry the offense, and he wasn't able to do that. He looked really bad. The Saints defense, I mean, they look good. I'm down on that defense. Um, Drew Brees looked all right, not great. I mean, he kind of just went with the flow of the game. He didn't have to do a whole lot. Saints defense played really good, though. I will say that. But overall, I mean, I'm worried for the Bucks. I mean, they don't look very good, very comfortable on offense.
I mean, but I will say isn't that kind of overreacting to a week one game? I mean, at least a little bit.
I don't know. That worries me. I mean, 2 picks, pick 6.
I'm not worried.
He just didn't look comfortable in that offense.
He didn't. I don't say he looked comfortable. But I say week one preseason. I can't. He obviously didn't play good, obviously, but I'm not gonna say their season's over. I'm not.
Well, it's definitely not over. I mean, they have a lot of talent to make the playoffs, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just not that confident in the Bucks this year. We'll see though.
All right, let's move on to Dallas and LA. Not really a surprise. I think I might have picked the Cowboys to win this game, but I think it was a toss-up. So, I mean, I'm not really surprised by the outcome, to be honest. I know a lot of people were kind of dogging on the Cowboys. I kind of expected this, so I have nothing to say.
Yeah, the Cowboys fans need to stop getting the hopes up. I mean, there's something wrong with that offense. I mean, how do you have that great of an offensive line, a top 3 running back, and all those weapons, and you score 3 points in the second half against a mediocre defense? I mean, the Cowboys, I don't know, man. They are who they are, I guess. So, I mean, the Rams came out better than I thought they would. I think the Rams are going to be a decent team this year. Might make the playoffs. We'll see, though.
Yeah, I don't know about in their division. That's
It's just really tough, but we'll see. I mean, kind of Dallas is who they are game, so.
All right, let's head over to Monday night. Pittsburgh versus New York. No surprises, honestly. I mean, I think me and you both picked Pittsburgh to beat the Giants. The Giants are the Giants. They looked a little better than usual, I guess, but they're still the Giants. So I'm going to just say not surprised.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised either. The Giants look really bad. I mean, Saquon, how do you get hit in the backfield 11 times? I think it was. I mean, that's just horrible offensive line play. Like you gotta find a way to get Saquon the ball better than that. I mean, that was brutal. Like
Right.
they were just putting 11 in the box and just sending everybody on Saquon. Like, what do you want?
What else are they going to – I mean, what else do they have to do, really? And then the next Monday night game, Tennessee versus Denver. Kind of a snooze fest, in my opinion. I'm bored. But I think I picked the Titans to win, so not surprised.
Yeah, I picked Denver to win. Judy dropped that 4th down pass, kind of a back and forth game, but overall, I mean, the Titans didn't look horrible. I mean, Derrick Henry, he's a beast, and I mean, the Broncos, I mean, they're dealing with a lot of injuries right now. Obviously, they lost Von Miller. They didn't have subs for the game, so we'll see how the Broncos go throughout the year. But I was kind of high on them, but we'll see how they work out this year, and we'll see.
All right. So let's go with kind of the pick 'em for next week, and we kind of got to go quickly. But let's give our opinions for week 2. Go ahead.
So what's the first game?
All right, give me a sec.
Pulled up.
I'll pull up. Don't worry about it. Week 2, we're gonna start off. Excuse me, with the Jacksonville, Tennessee. I'm taking Tennessee.
It's gonna be Tennessee. I feel like
Just run.
yeah, Henry ran through them last year, so.
Just one. All right, next game, Carolina at Tampa Bay. This is a tough one for me, honestly. But I think Tampa Bay figured it out. I mean, I think they kind of picked themselves up from last week. I think they look better.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Tampa Bay. I feel like they'll improve offensively from last game. Carolina, obviously they're playing against a bad defense, so I'm gonna pick Tampa Bay to win that game pretty easily.
Yeah. All right. Excuse me. Pittsburgh, Denver. Denver didn't look fantastic. I'm going Pittsburgh. I hate the Steelers, but I'm going Pittsburgh.
That's a tough one for me. Kind of a toss up for me, honestly. I guess I'm gonna pick the Steelers. Who's at home?
Steelers are home. I mean, but does home field really matter at this point?
A little bit, but there's no fans, so I'm gonna pick the Steelers in that game. Kind of a toss up for me. They also on Miller and didn't look great offensively last week, so I'm gonna pick the Steelers to win that game.
All right. LA, Philadelphia. I'm picking the Rams all day. I think Philadelphia looked. I mean, once you expose their weakness, they had no adjustments, no answer to the red Washington football team.
Yeah, I picked the Rams. The Eagles. It's hard for me to pick the Eagles after what they did last week against the Redskins. I picked the Rams.
All right. Niners, Jets.
Yeah, nice.
All right. I mean, that's it. Buffalo. I'm taking Buffalo. I think the defense is tough, and I think it's that Miami. If they had that big of an issue against New England, who obviously has an elite defensive scheme, coach, personnel, whatever you want to call it. But I think Miami has a tough week.
I'll pick Buffalo.
All right, Minnesota at Indiana. Indiana looked like a dumpster fire. Philip Rivers didn't look better. I'm going to go with Minnesota.
Who was it?
Minnesota and India.
Yeah, I'll pick the Vikings. I mean, the Colts. Tough for me to pick Philip Rivers, I'll be honest. I'm going to pick the Vikings, even though, I mean, they regressed. So.
All right, Detroit, Green Bay. I think it'll be fun, actually. I think this will be a fun game. I think it'll be closer than people think, not necessarily because of the skill or whatever. I just think it'll be a close game. I think it's going to shoot out. I think it's going to be fun to watch. But I'm taking Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm going to take Green Bay. Don't think it'll be that close. The Lions looked shaky in the second half of last week's game, so I picked the Packers.
All right, Atlanta at Dallas. This is kind of a tough one. I'm actually going to go Atlanta. I mean, I know it's at Dallas in Jerry World, but I'm not impressed with the Cowboys, and I don't think that they improve. So I'm going to go with Atlanta.
I'm gonna pick Dallas. I think that game's gonna be a blowout. Mike McCarthy's came out flat first game offensively. I feel like he bounces back. The Falcons, they gave up they just were letting Russell Wilson walk down the field on them. So I feel like Dallas bounces back week 2.
All right, we'll see on that one. New York Giants versus Chicago. I'm going to go to Chicago for the simple reason of I just think they'll win.
Yeah, I'll pick the Bears.
Football team versus Arizona. I'm going Arizona. Sorry, no. But if they look anything like last week, that looked really good for Arizona. I got to go Arizona.
Cardinals.
Dylan, who you got? You got count on your team?
I think, Washington can pull it out, but it depends on how our defense plays.
All right, so who wins?
God, I got to go Cardinals.
Let's go with KC and the Chargers. I'm taking KC. Chargers look awful. I mean, not awful, but not. They looked very mediocre. That's what I call them. Chiefs are obviously going to be one of the best teams. Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs, second best team in the league right there.
Baltimore, Houston.
That's gonna be ugly. Baltimore.
Seattle, New England. That's going to be a fun game. But I think Seattle. I think Russell Wilson's a better quarterback than Cam Newton. I think he's going to be the better quarterback, and I think they win that game.
Yeah, I'll pick Seattle. Belichick struggles with mobile quarterbacks, so Russell Wilson, second best quarterback in the league right there. So I'll pick Seattle.
New Orleans versus Vegas, Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going New Orleans. Raiders haven't proven that they are the top tier team, so.
Yeah, I think the Saints, their defense is elite this year. Drew Brees doesn't have to do a whole lot on offense. Their defense is elite this year, so I think the Saints is going to be a great team again this year.
All right. Let's head over to the quick fantasy update.
How power rankings first?
I don't know if we have time for power rankings, honestly.
Let's read off 1 to 10. So
1 through 5. Let's do 5. Let's do 1 through 5.
I said we did 10, so we did 10 last week.
Well, I know, but
I'll start off. So number 1, Baltimore, obviously best team in the league, best roster. 2 for me, KC, second best team in the league in my opinion. Patrick Mahomes, great offense. Number 3. What was my number 3 last week?
I think it was the Niners.
Was it the Niners?
I think it was.
Yeah. I'm going to stick with the Niners. I'm not going to make any crazy adjustments to my power rankings. I'm going to stick with the Niners at 3, not going to overreact. The Cardinals give them fits every year, so I'm going to stick with the Niners at 3. 4, I think I had Seattle at 4 last week. Probably going to stick with them at 4. Looked impressive. Russell Wilson was great. 5, I had 5 last week. Saints, I'm going to go Saints at 5. Looked great on defense. 7 or 6, sorry. 6. Might go Packers at 6. Packers at 6. I think I had them at 9.
Wishful thinking.
Had them at 9 last week. We looked good, so I'm gonna move them up 3 spots. Put them at 6. 7. I think I had the Cowboys at 7 last week. They're off my list. Wasn't impressed with Dallas this week. I think 7. You want to get into some of yours and I'll read off my final 4?
Yeah, I'm going to just hit with Ravens. Obvious. I'm going to go with, this is tough. Go with KC. I'm then going to go with New Orleans, Seattle, then the Niners. This gets a little bit more tricky. I think my 6th spot, I'm probably going to go with the Bucks. I just think they should be up there. I'm not going to count them out after that week. So I'm going to go with Bucks at 6. I'm going to go with the actually, I'm going to hit with the Cardinals at 7. I just think they're much improved. I think it was evident. I think if they consistently play like that, they're easily a 7th overall team, easily for me. Then I'll probably hit with, this is a difficult one for me too, but I think I'm gonna go with the Packers at 8. They weren't in my top 10 last week. I think they creep in this time. They definitely showed that they were better than what I expected. So I'm gonna go with an 8. Go with probably the Bills at number 9, and you go ahead. I'll think my 10th.
So I'm actually not going to go with the Packers at 6. I changed my mind. I forgot about the Patriots. I think I had them 5th or 6th last week.
Patriots, that's what it was.
Patriots at 6. And 7th, I'm going to go with the Packers at 7. 8, probably going to go with. I want to put Buffalo. I'm probably going to put Buffalo at 9. I'm going to have the Steelers at 10. And at 8, what, Steelers at 10? I had them at 10 last week and they won.
That beat the Giants.
So we dropped them down because they played the Giants?
I didn't say drop them down. I just realized that it was ridiculous last week too.
So I'm going to have the Steelers at 10. Bills at 9. 8. Go with 8.
For me, drop all my 6th seed, drop them all down 1, put the Patriots at 6. And that's my lineup.
For me, I'll pick for 8, dude.
I mean, it's not.
I'm missing a team, man.
It's not that big of a deal if you can't figure out one spot.
Yeah, I'm missing a team.
Okay, well if you remember it, let us know.
Yeah.
We're gonna head to
Probably
a quick fantasy recap. I blew out the team. I think it was 95 to 159. So yeah, I won basically. Cole, how'd you do?
So I won, obviously, best team in the league.
He didn't score the most points, but I think he did.
This week 1, I won versus, I forget what, I played Trayton. So I won this week. Next week I play my boy Khan. So see how that goes. A lot of people are high on his team. One of the best teams in the league, so we'll see how that goes. But, I mean, my team's just too dominant, not going to lie.
Okay, all right, enough. Dylan, how'd you do?
I won last week. I played Long Island Peacocks. I forget who that is. JD. So I beat JD by 10, 152, 142. That's
good.
points in the league.
Second. I get it. I got you. All right. That's going to wrap up our NFL segment. There was just so much to cover, but we're definitely excited for week 2. We're going to head over into the NBA recap. I mean, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Clippers look god-awful. 3-1 up, lose to the Nuggets. I get Nuggets are a good team. They're about to get blown out by the Lakers. But that's sad. No other words.
Yeah, the Clippers, man, that was sad. Not the biggest Kawhi fan, but I mean that was really bad. I mean him and Paul George shot awful that game.
Dumb.
Huh?
Dumb.
Yeah, that was really bad. The Nuggets looked really good. I mean Jokic, best player on the court like the past 2 or 3 games in that series. But the Nuggets, I mean they just were the better team on the court those last 3 games. Clippers blew leads in a lot of those games as well. And Kawhi just looked really bad. He shot bad. Paul George shot bad. So,
okay.
I mean, overall,
it's on your computer, maybe?
Disappointed in the Clippers, but
okay.
That's just better for the Lakers. Though. I mean, obviously, we'd rather play the Nuggets than the Clippers. So, obviously, Lakers 2020 NBA champions here. So, run through the Nuggets, and then we'll probably play the Heat in the finals. So, we get that when we do.
I'll tell you this: the Heat Celtics, he looked good.
They just lost today.
I don't think it even. The Heat. First of all,
Celtics in the Celtics in 7.
I'm not.
Celtics in 7.
The Heat win this comfortably. But I will say,
huh?
I'm
gonna take the Celtics in 7.
No, I'm taking Heat in 6 because their team chemistry was off the hook. I mean, and I'm gonna steal some lines from Stephen A. They got the Bombers. People shoot from the parking lot, pulling up. Duncan Robertson and Tyler Harrow. I said his name wrong. I don't care. And Jimmy Butler's obviously a great leader. He's galvanized the players, and they love him. Obviously,
playing good, yeah.
Bam, awesome. Yeah, I think that they pull it out. I think it's going to be a good series. But I think whoever goes to the championship, because I obviously think it's going to be Lakers versus blank. I think it's going to be a fun championship. I don't think it goes over in 4. I don't think it goes over in 5. I think it's going to be a fun thing, fun series to watch, no matter Celtics or Heat. I think both teams put up good
Yeah.
contests. But
I mean, at first, the Heat were up 2-0. It didn't look like the Celtics were going to put up a fight, but obviously they won tonight, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to pick the Celtics 7. I know that sounds crazy, but, I mean, the Celtics, I mean, they did have that, I think,
Jaylen Brown
and
and Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart, they had the heated exchange in the locker room, so not a great look there, but
I think that's probably just team play. I mean, teammates being teammates, in my opinion.
yeah, it might have been an overshot article, but we'll see. I mean, I'm going to pick the Celtics in 7, so we'll see how that goes, but obviously, Lakers 2020 champs, not going to matter who we play. Heat or Celtics, bring them on.
I don't think it's obvious. I think it's going to be a hurt Lakers fans thing. But I think I will probably pick the Lakers as well to win, depending on whoever comes out on top of the Heat, Celtics in whatever fashion. I just think that the Lakers, are going to win. However, and I don't know I haven't actually asked your take on this. Everyone's talking about the MVP vote, obviously. I will have to say I think Giannis deserved it. I mean, I know how good LeBron James is. Don't get it wrong, but I really do think that Giannis deserved it. What do you think?
So MVP to me, I mean, I feel like they should wait till after the playoffs to pick the MVP every year.
Well, I would
it's
agree
a
with
regular
that.
season award, so I mean, obviously LeBron is obviously better in the playoffs every year. So I mean, Giannis, we saw what happened to him in the playoffs. They went home, so who's still playing? The Lakers.
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, it's a regular season award.
If it's regular season, I can understand Giannis. He had better numbers, obviously, so I mean, you can give it to Giannis. But I feel like my guy Max Kellerman always says this: they should pick the MVP after the playoffs. That's just my opinion. It should be the best player throughout the year. It shouldn't just be regular season. But since it's a regular season award, I mean, I'm fine with they give it to Giannis. I mean,
Well, I mean, would you agree with people saying LeBron got snubbed? If it is, because we obviously are going based off regular season.
I mean, it's really just based off numbers for the most part. It's really based off who has the best numbers. So
Well, I agree. I'm just
I
asking.
don't feel like that means a whole lot. I mean, like I said, I feel like playoffs matter the most. And obviously, all the MVP contenders mostly were in the playoffs.
Well, I know. I'm just asking, like, just based on the context that already is. It is based off the regular season. Playoffs, whether it should be or shouldn't be, isn't included. I think that LeBron probably didn't get snubbed at this.
I feel like he should have got more. How many votes did he get?
I think he got 16. So you can maybe debate that. That might be a debatable point. But I still think that if we're just going based off regular season, Giannis deserved it. If we're including playoffs, it's a totally different conversation, but that's a total can of worms we don't need to open right now. I think we're just going based off regular season.
Regular season.
I gotta give it to Giannis.
Yeah, you can have regular season. Playoffs is what matters, in my opinion. So.
Okay. So obviously we got the pro here. Professional Madden player. Do you have any updates on Madden this week? Anything you can fill us in on?
So one thing I was going to talk about is as far as the disconnects that are happening. One thing that's mainly the only thing that's really going on as far as it's kind of Madden drama, but as far as Weekend League goes, it's the qualifying mode for all the upcoming E major, and so everyone's playing that mode nonstop every week. So a lot of people are disconnecting each other. Not each other, but they're disconnecting out of the game, doing a glitch where they don't get the loss. And some people are wanting them to get banned and all this crap. So it's just some Madden drama going on with that.
You know, that happened in FIFA 1 year too, and I'm surprised they wouldn't patch that for kind of all EA games. Why would you do that to not take? Why have you not patched the you can't take a loss glitch across the game? Like, I guess that's just EA.
I don't think it's just that easy, like snap and fix. But
well, they fixed it for
obviously,
FIFA. Why can't they fix it?
They're working on it. I mean, obviously we want them to fix it, but really just ban the guys that are doing it. Honestly, that's my opinion on it. So we'll see how that goes as far as when tournaments come across. But I mean, you got people that are going 25-0. Obviously, the number one seed on Xbox for Weekend League was doing the disconnect glitch. And so hopefully they ban those guys. That's just my opinion. Obviously, that's just kind of my competitive opinion on that.
If you cheat on a video game, you're a loser.
Yeah, pretty sad. I mean, all those guys are gonna. You really don't have to win that many games in weekend league every week. So I mean, if you're doing that, that's pretty dumb. It's take time to risk getting banned if you're gonna qualify anyways. That's my opinion. If you're gonna worry about a weekend loss, that's pretty sad.
All right, so we actually have some fun topics we'd like to get into. Some fun. I'm actually gonna address the sad one first. The one that kind of struck us all last night. We're gonna kind of just go over quickly. We don't really want to get stopped in it, but Ruth Bader Ginsburg, of course, passed yesterday. Supreme Court Justice. We're not here to give our political opinions for now, but she died. It's sad, regardless of where you stand. So yeah, hopefully her family and friends are doing okay. Yeah, hopefully you guys are good. But let's jump into some of the more fun and more lighthearted news. So one, LeBron James' son, Ronnie James, somehow accidentally, or he said he was hacked from a DM that could have been fake, but I don't know. Either way, a video of him on his Instagram story popped up, him smoking weed, or what appeared to be weed, and I think it said on the video, we smoking that Nuggets pack. I think that's what it said. Don't quote me on that. I might be butchering it a little bit, but that's basically the general idea of what happened. I just gotta say, he is a kid. I think that him smoking weed isn't the biggest deal, obviously. And I also will say that it's not going to ruin his career, obviously. Irresponsible on his part, even though he is a kid. I mean, I just want to preface that. But it is irresponsible. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't agree with what he did. I mean, don't think it's that big of a deal. Obviously, he's still going to, be a great basketball player and be drafted and all that. But, I mean, as far as, LeBron, that's your dad. Like, I feel like you should be held to a higher standard. I mean, obviously, LeBron's probably not happy with it, I would say.
Oh, definitely not.
He probably gave him an earful about that. So, kind of stupid in my opinion. I feel like it's not that huge of a deal, but I feel like just why do it? And it's kind of stupid in my opinion. But hopefully he learns from his mistakes. I mean, obviously he said still a kid, so see how he goes from that. But
yeah, I don't want I'm not out here trying to cancel him. I'm not out here trying to say he doesn't deserve whatever. It definitely. I mean, it's if anything just a learning moment for him.
I mean,
Hopefully,
some things kids do, I guess. So hopefully he learns from it. It's not overrated. Obviously, still gonna be a great basketball player in the future. So
I will lie. I won't lie. It's a little fun.
yeah,
It's a little fun. Anyway, probably the most questionable, funny, and stupid news of the everything. Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather may actually be a possibility.
I know it's happening. Like it's 100% happening.
That was some people spreading that around, like Keemstar and all them.
That's all the reports I saw.
They're lying. They stretched it too. I mean, what journalists did they? I mean, a lot of journalists lie. Obviously, there was a little bit more digging in it. I think it was TMZ that reported no deals actually done.
Oh, really?
They were approached. No deals on the table. No deals been signed or anything. That's happened. But the possibility of this actually happening is ridiculous, in my opinion. Floyd Money Mayweather versus Logan Paul, who is 0-1 in professional boxing against KSI. Not saying in their fight, but he will die in that ring. Anybody, and I mean anybody. If you're saying Logan Paul has age, height, speed, whatever, you're dumb. It doesn't matter. You're talking a 50-0, best defensive boxer maybe ever. Stop. Go look in the mirror. Say, what am I doing wrong? And figure it out. Because there's not a shot that Logan Paul beats Mayweather. There's more of a chance that Logan Paul dies than him beating Mayweather.
Yeah, Logan Paul versus Mayweather. Probably the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, there's no way this happened. I mean, if this happens, it's crazy. Like Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, 50-0, one of the greatest boxers of all time. I mean, come on, dude. This can't be insane. Like, oh my gosh. I mean, like I was telling you, dude. I mean, if I would get knocked out by Floyd for $1 million, but not sure if I would full on fight. I mean, that's
My question is, what's the upside for Floyd? I guess a payday, but like, I don't know. Is that like? I feel like he's super rich. I mean, I know the rich get richer, but like, I don't know what. I feel like there's not a whole lot of upside.
not a whole lot of upside except for money. I mean, I don't feel like he needed to like take the fight.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, who knows if he's even happening, but if he really did, I mean, obviously not an upside for Floyd to just kind of be, I don't even know, maybe Logan Paul got under his skin or something.
Well, I will just say one thing that I thought was actually kind of interesting that I saw some people talk was the fact that KSI actually beat Logan Paul. So, kind of, if anybody was to give the fight, shouldn't it be KSI? I mean, none of them deserve it. Let's get that. Like, I don't care what you say, but if anybody does, it's definitely not Logan Paul because he lost to KSI. So I think probably KSI deserves it more than him. But regardless, it is a wild news story. We'll see whatever happens.
If that really happens, that would be hilarious.
I'll tell you this: I'll watch it all day long. I will watch. I will pay $100 for pay-per-view. I will get all my buddies and we'll chill because dude, I don't care. That is hilarious. I would watch that so much.
Yeah. It's fun.
Now let's go into a little bit of more crazy news. Kanye West kind of had a little bit of a an episode on Twitter. Kind of, I don't know really what he's doing. I think it is an episode, so I don't really want to like clown on him too hard because it could be a serious like this could be a like warning or whatever. It's bad. I don't think it's great, but I will say what he was tweeting is obviously a little outrageous. There was a tweet where he was calling for J. Cole, Drake, and I think not Jay-Z, J. Cole, Drake, maybe Kendrick. I'm not for sure. He's calling for an apology from all of them. He was peeing on Grammy Awards. He was saying he needed to talk to Jay-Z. He was obviously posting all of his messages trying to get in contact with, I believe it's Sony and Universal because he wants out of his contract. He was going on this big modern slavery take. Honestly, in my opinion, it kind of just looks a little sad, and I kind of feel bad because I feel like he's obviously, again, going through an episode, in my opinion. But someone needs to take his phone, dude. Just take his phone away. Don't let him get Twitter. Like, I mean, I'm seeing this thing right now popping up. Excuse me. It said that Kim is deeply disappointed, apparently, from his recent episodes. So I don't really know where Kanye goes from here. I mean, he's obviously Kanye West. People are still going whatever. But like, honestly, for me, it's kind of a cause for concern. I mean, this is.
A lot of fans are concerned about it. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, I think he's right. I think he's right about a lot of stuff he's saying as far as kind of stuff about record labels and kind of are a slave to your label when you do sign your rights away. What was the other thing you were saying about him tweeting about the other thing, dude?
Which one? The apology?
Not the J. Cole and the other one.
To Jay-Z?
I mean, as far as overall, I mean, his tweets, I mean, I feel like he is right about him. I'm not sure if he's going the right way about tweeting about him.
I don't know if he's totally
Not
right.
on all of them.
He's taking it to an extremist level.
I'm saying I don't agree with how he's going about them. I mean, peeing on the Grammy Award, I do. That's the one I'm talking about. I mean, the Grammys, they don't matter. It's all political. So, but I mean, as far as peeing on your Grammy Award, I mean, that's pretty crazy. A lot of people were found in his toilet since it's like a regular toilet. He's worth billions. So, I don't know. I mean, Kanye kind of. I mean, he does this all the time with Twitter. I mean, we were going through his Twitter. He tweets out a ton of stuff. So, kind of crazy, but I mean,
I don't know. I think again, I think that, in my opinion, I understand where he's kind of coming from. I definitely think a lot of labels could be predatory and take advantage of their artists. I don't. I mean, I feel like it's a semi-wild take. It's very radical what he's saying. Obviously, I think because I would probably say that not all record labels are bad. Obviously, I mean, but I would definitely think that he's being a little extra. I mean, as Kanye does. But if anything, for me, I'm just, and I'm not even a Kanye fan. I'm just concerned for Kanye. I mean, I think he's going through something right now. I don't know what it is. Even his wife is saying she has no idea what to do. I think it's kind of a cause for concern.
Yeah. I definitely could be a cause for concern. I don't follow Kanye that closely, but I mean, kind of going crazy on Twitter. I can't lie. I mean, who knows? Who knows how it's gonna go? I mean, definitely isn't the first time he's done this. We'll see. I mean,
well, this says right here. Apparently, his Twitter actually got blocked for 12 hours by Twitter because he was just doing so much. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of. Well, this said, I don't know the validity of this article that I'm going to say right now, so I don't want this to be quoted as fact or whatever. But I will say this says Twitter removes Kanye West tweet that shared Forbes editor's personal info. Now, someone like Kanye West doxing like a Forbes editor, that's kind of a big deal. Like, he's going to have to change a lot of stuff. Now, I'm not sure what he doxed. It could have been a phone number, an address, or whatever. Regardless, very irresponsible. I think that's never okay to do something like that. But
what's this that he said about wrote about being murdered, having his daughter North taken away from him? He says, Northy, I'm going to war, putting my life on the line, and if I am murdered, don't ever let one tell you I wasn't a good man.
He tweeted that. How long ago?
What's deleted it?
Well, is that one that Twitter might have deleted too?
Probably. Well, I was just on Twitter a second ago. He deleted all that stuff. When people threaten you to take you out of your life, it's not like. So
that's
pretty
terrible. That's
pretty
heavy stuff.
If he's tweeting out about being murdered, I mean, not sure who.
Well, who's he going to war? Is he against? I mean, maybe the labels, but regardless, that's even more. I haven't even heard that until now. That is more cause for concern.
Saying he's putting his life on the line for his daughter and him being killed. I mean, that's pretty severe right there. I mean, someone probably needs to get him some help. He's tweeting out about being murdered and all this other stuff. And that's raising flags.
All right, let's head over to some more news that we got more in the rap community. Cardi B has officially filed for divorce on Offset, and she's asking. I think she's trying to get full custody. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Again, I'm not the lawyer for her or whatever, but I'm pretty sure she's seeking full custody. Yeah. Which I don't know. I've never been a fan of full custody unless a parent has demonstrated like blatant neglect or harm or abuse or etc. to their child.
I doubt she gets full custody.
Well, probably. I just think that could be very dangerous. I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, if Offset has done any of those things, I mean, then yeah, I'm totally fine with her getting full custody. But I think it's a little. I don't know the full details. I just think it's kind of crazy, honestly. And she obviously accused him of cheating.
Multiple times.
Yeah. I would say there's some funny stuff, and I don't agree with all of it, or with probably most of it, but there's some funny memes on Twitter and stuff about how that Offset needs to talk to, what did they call him? I think the Toxic Lord or something, Future, and because I mean Future's known for his super yeah, I mean we know what Future says, but I thought those were funny. And that's one thing I actually kind of want to talk about too. Soon, next week, we're going to be able to actually show you guys the things that we want to show you, like videos, articles, or pictures, or whatever that we can. We've got that set up, but we couldn't do it this week. But we are going to have it for next week. And I think we're gonna kind of start wrapping up right now. I think we covered most of the news that we wanted to talk about, but
Real quick, I was just reading on TMZ reported that Cardi B is actually not forcing Offset because of accusing him of cheating. She's actually reporting it because she's apparently tired of arguing with him. So that's something right there. I mean, I don't know if I really believe that.
well, she's tired of arguing. I feel like that's difficult.
I mean,
well, I mean, look, if you're in an unhealthy relationship and stuff like that, I agree. It's probably better for you guys to co-parent rather than stick together and make the child suffer. So I mean, that's probably a smart move. But I don't think full custody is probably a smart move unless, for the reasons I listed, unless he's done any of those. But I don't
be highly surprised if he's somehow.
Well, if the reason why she really filed was for she's just done with arguing, then it feels difficult to think that they would actually be able to get full custody. But again, I don't know the details of the case. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, we like to keep the 1 hour, give or take a few minutes. But yeah, no, we're definitely planning on having some stuff for you guys to react to next week. We got some good stuff lined up. I'm excited for y'all to see it. And we're getting a new mic. I know that the sound quality has improved from last week, but it's going to improve again.
Yeah.
Which we're really excited about. Hopefully we can get our moderator here, Dylan, camera. But we are definitely we're having a lot of fun, and I just think this is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun thing to do. I mean, obviously, like we said, we don't care about the views, we don't care about any of that stuff. Just kind of doing this is just a fun thing we like to do. So obviously, we're making weekly improvements. You know, we got a new mic coming, really nice mic. So hopefully, it's even better than what we have right now. But obviously, we got Dylan over here, our moderator, getting a new. Hopefully, we can get him a camera by next week, and we can have him on doing some more things. So obviously, you said the reaction videos. That would be really cool if we can get that going soon.
Oh, we're getting it going. I will guarantee it by next week. 100%. I'm guaranteeing it.
Yeah, if we can get that going, that'd be definitely really cool. But overall, hopefully, you guys are enjoying it. If you guys are tuning in every week, we really appreciate you guys. We're gonna keep doing it every week. So really just for fun, and so appreciate everyone that's tuning in and obviously making improvements every week. So
And I just wanted
stay tuned to ThePro&AmatuerPodcast.
I just wanted to say, if you guys want us to react to anything, any picture, article, videos, whatever, you can obviously see our socials on. They're displayed on the screen, like down there. I don't know if I'm pointing to the right spot, but down there. They'll be on the screen. You'll see them. But and I'll have them linked in the description. Find us on any of them. Just email us, whatever. And yeah, we really like to hear anything you guys have to say. You want us to look at, whatever. So definitely send in some submissions. And overall, yeah, we just want to make the best content possible for you guys. We're just having a lot of fun. So
there's nothing we really won't do. I mean,
that's pushing it a little bit. That's
maybe we can figure something out where I don't know. But
obviously, we have to follow guidelines.
And as long as it's nothing crazy, I mean,
we have to follow YouTube guidelines. Obviously, I mean,
yeah.
We're not gonna go.
I'm saying like as far as like, you know, sports to politics or anything, we can kind of send us anything and we'll see if we can put it on the podcast. So, but I mean, obviously getting into bigger and better things with the podcast. I mean, hopefully we've improved it every week. Well, obviously last week the mics were.
Yeah, I
were not great.
I mean,
there was.
We actually thought they were gonna be better. Is the thing we thought that they
better, but it was picking up a little bit of an echo. I'm not sure if we were.
A lot of bit of an echo, and there was some static. That's why we didn't promote it, because we didn't feel like it represented what we wanted to be as a podcast. So that's mainly why we kind of just kept on the down low. We wanted to keep it up there because we want to keep it, raw and genuine. But it was, not the best moment for this podcast. But we're the third weekend, and we feel like we've made plenty of improvements. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Anything else you'd like to say?
Not really. I mean, obviously looking forward to next week. I mean, definitely a lot of fun doing.
Sorry, I totally said this. So we're getting on a concrete schedule now for sure. Because obviously today's a Saturday. We uploaded on a Friday last week. It's been a little this and that. We are actually going to be getting a solid schedule of 7 o'clock every Friday. It will start the live stream at 7. Then we'll obviously post it afterwards and leave it. So expect podcasts every Friday night at 7. And with that, I'm the amateur.
I'm the pro. Appreciate everyone that
Yep.
came through, but I think we covered everything, and we're probably gonna wrap this up. So
Thanks so much for watching.
episode 3. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Check out